Hello fellow dragons, it's Shane from Astral Dragon Gaming and this is review time. Today's game on the chopping blocks is Little Miss Fortune. It is a indie game that has been on my radar for a few months now. It is a very unique game, I think is the best way to describe it. And I don't think a lot of people have made a big hoo-ha about it, but you know, there are adventure games left, right and centre, and some of them are great, some of them are not. This one is unique for its own right. It was put out by Kill Monday Games, AB, and basically it's about a little girl and a voice in her head, and an adventure that she goes on. Every sort of action and all the sorts of things that happen in the game have cause and effect. So if you do one thing in the game, something else will transpire. At the end of the day, there is an end narrative that will follow the whole thing, but not everything is as it seems. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start off by saying what the graphical style and how it looks and everything is important for a start. This game is got that brushed watercolor painting sort of effect. It's beautiful, it's well crafted, it looks absolutely fantastic, and just the little sort of basic animations of all the characters and all the bits and pieces in it, it's got that kind of collaged layer upon layer paper effect that came with a lot of the Disney movies and whatnot. It has a spark of beauty about it. It also has great lighting, surprisingly, with a lot of real soft, focused lighting that lights up the main character, Miss Fortune. But also, it's just so goddamn beautiful in its own right. The way the birds move, the way the animation of Little Miss Fortune moves, the way the fox moves, and all these other things. And then there's the cutscenes, which are a total step away and are a full animation sort of thing, but at the same time is extremely beautiful. So I love the artwork in this. It is a really fantastically designed game in that respect. Now we'll have a listen to the sound, music and voice, and we'll get back to the rest of the review.
A sparkle for you, and a little sparkle for you, and a little bit for me.
Oh, the sad part is, today is the day she will die.
Huh. I can hear you, you know.
Oh, you can?
Mm-hmm. Are you inside my head or something?
Well, okay, yes.
Whatever you say, Mr. Voice.
Fine. You really want to see what I can do?
Wait, my shoelace.
There. Did you see? I'm not just a voice in your head, Miss Fortune.
Oh, what?
Did you see?
I'm sorry, I had a shoelace problem.
Let's just keep going then.
Little Miss Fortune comes off as a kind of cutesy, interesting thing, especially when you meet the main character, Miss Fortune. She's delightful, she's precocious, she's independent, but at the same time you can see the fragility of her life, how fragile in herself she is with everything. She giggles here, she makes snide remarks here and there, and her life is a tragedy. But at the same time, listening to her voice and how she tackles themes that the voice in her head keeps on throwing at her all the time is extraordinary, and it's really uplifting at times. And it also reminds me a lot of how kids deal with problems. And this game, the voice acting is really sort of hits home with a lot of kids that I've met over my lifetime that have had tragedy in their life. And this is the kind of little kids that I met that deal with this tragedy in their lives in this kind of light-hearted way. The main voiceover, the narrator, who becomes very prominent through the game, is also extremely well done. There is an almost caring nature about the narrator, but also there's a blandness about the narrator where he doesn't give a crap what happens as long as what he's saying or what he wants to be happening happens. Other than that, it's just a means to an end for the narrator, which is really an extraordinary sort of jump for this game. And I think I love that about this game. It's kind of gritty, light-hearted, but kind of dark. Like, it's the Fran Bone kind of thing all over again, but it doesn't have the blood and guts and gore. It just has the emotional trauma that a game like this can bring forward. And the voice acting just hits it really home, hard and fast, all the way through. Music-wise, it's a lovely sort of just quiet sort of music that sort of permeates a room and just fills the entire landscape of the game. And in adventure games, you need that lovely background music that just sets you in the mood of the actual game. And Little Miss Fortune is all there. It's fantastic. It's just light, it's hearty, and when you hit the tragedy points in the game when it happens, that's also hits home really hard because of the music. And lastly, the sound effects. The sound effects are really good in this. I love the ambient noises of just cars moving or birds chirping in a forest or park area, or even when you go to a fair or the zoo or anything like that. All of this sort of has its own sort of scope and volume that really just makes the entire environment feel lived in. It really is a whole package. The whole sound package itself has been looked at in an artistic way and put forth as if this is how an 8-year-old sees the world. And it really feels that the whole way through. Now, we'll go on to the very important part of the entire thing. The gameplay, the fun play. What made this game really interesting. And I think the most important thing about this game is you can't get everything in the first playthrough, because everything you do in the game has a cause and effect. So if you do one thing, you will be pushed down a line that will only allow you to see certain parts of the game. So you have to come back, replay it, and make different choices and different decisions. So a lot of what happens in the game will change drastically. Like at the beginning of the game, you get an option to choose between a unicorn and a pet rock. And depending on what you use will change certain events in the game as you move forward through the game. And I really did like that. I loved that I had to come back and play this game differently to get different things happening, and I couldn't unlock everything in one shot. And also just listening to Little Miss Fortune the whole way through. The lady that voiced her, she does an extraordinary job at making this heartfelt little character. Like, even when she swears, it makes you want to reach out and cuddle her. You really feel that. And when she has that point where she talks about how she wants to pet animals and she can never pet animals because they always run away from her, or something tragic happens in the process, it's beautiful how she can bring that sort of emotional structure, and it really is the heart of the game. It makes the entire game truly bearable to play more than once, and it's a game that you have to play more than once. just to give it some level of importance in the play of it. So anyway, that's been my review of Little Misfortune. I love this game immensely. I think it's a great game. It's not a long game. It's probably about, your first playthrough will probably be about 3 hours, and if you want to play it again, you'll probably sort of churn through it in a much quicker time. But at the end of the day, adventure games are not always about trying to just finish the game. Sometimes it's about exploring the game, and the fact that there are differing timelines and differing things that you can find through each playthrough really sort of hits home how well this game has been orchestrated and its design. I don't play Monkey Island to go through and just finish the puzzles and just follow through the game. I play Monkey Island to enjoy the playing of it again, and that is what Little Misfortune's great sort of hallmark about it is. It's not an overtly expensive game, and there is a demo out that you can play and enjoy it. It's only 28 Australian dollars, and for any sort of die-hard adventure game player, hey, go out and play it. It'll be well worth the effort. If you played Fran Bone, you'll get a lot of enjoyment out of this as well. So yeah, it's a mind twist in some respects, and at the same time, it's just an extraordinary game in another respect as well. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review, and if you really did like it, please hit the like button, because that helps out a lot. Tells me whether I'm doing something right or wrong. And also, if you like my reviews, or you like my gameplay, or there's plenty of other videos, I've even got compilations from other YouTubers that I sort of splash together to make videos out of, please hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for more gameplay. Other than that, I will see you all on the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.
Ah, Kraken, if you appear in front of me, I will see you. And if I see you, I will know it is you. See, Kraken, come up in front of me right now. Oh, what's a freaking Kraken?